And we're back with episode number 5 of Let's Play Dragon Age Origins. We are here in Ostagar, the ruined fortress at the southern extent of the kingdom, hoping to fight off an army of Darkspawn. Okay, so the camp is divided into two main areas, separated by this bridge, it seems. This is a really cool zone. I like this area a lot. It's like ruins, but it's still very defensible as a fortress, kind of like Vigil's Keep. Not Vigil's Keep. Vigil's Keep is actually an expansion of this game, I think. Is it Vigil's Keep? The place in Lord of the Rings. I'll think of it.
The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now.
What's the Tower of Ishal?
I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
That's what the original purpose of this fort was, I think. To defend against the tribes that used to inhabit the southern extremes of Ferelden. Why is it off limits?
By orders of Tairn Loghain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
It's pretty large, lower chambers?
I didn't see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
It's a pretty large ruin.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
I should go.
Make a speed your steps.
Yeah, the Tevinter Imperium is kind of the equivalent of ancient Rome in this world. And it was ruled by mages, some of whom are said to have gone to the White City, the capital of heaven. So this is the way out over here. And we're turned into the first Darkspawn. That's what the little narration at the beginning was talking about. And that's what the Chanter tells us at any rate. Which is why mages are so feared. They once ruled over all of Ferelden, or all of Thedas. And the Tevinter Imperium is still around, sort of like Italy was still around. But, or I guess more like the Holy Roman Empire, maybe. But the extent is not nearly so large.
Make a watch over you, my lord.
My lord. It's a very impressive title. Don't think I quite deserve it yet, but that's okay. Ooh, a chest. I don't have enough skill. You need to either be a rogue or have a rogue in your party to
Make a
open
watch
that.
over you, my lord.
It's pretty much just the default things. We could explore some more, but I feel like anything I find might be locked. This must have been a pretty zone way back in the day.
Make a watch over you, my lord.
You mentioned that.
Make a watch over you, my lord.
That's all they say. They don't even have, like, different dialogue to rotate through. We cannot walk through these poles. Guess we're too fat. Alright. Let's go back around then. So there's nothing really to do on this side of the camp, at least not yet. But we did hear about the Tower of Ishal, which will become more important later on, obviously. And we can head over across the way here to the main section of the camp. And here we'll meet some important characters, and I think pick up a few quests as well. It's been a long time, but this is one of the more memorable levels. Since it's the first real level.
Must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
Yep. I think he gives us directions.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Loghain's closed it off until the battle. This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
Do I hear dogs barking?
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The King has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
The Circle of Magi is here?
A few mages, yes. They even brought those creepy quiet fellows, the Tranquil. Gives me the shivers when they talk, all cold and even. They're to the north of here, bunched up with a herd of Templars glaring at them. Can't miss it.
All
Go
right.
on then.
I'll be on my way.
Good luck to you then.
So we have a couple things to do here, including meeting the Grey Warden Alistair. Let's explore a bit first. The King's Guard.
Greetings. King Kalen is not in his tent right now?
Tell me about the king. You must see him a lot.
I suppose I do, though he's spending most of his time with the Grey Wardens. He rides with them wherever they go, in fact. Teyrn Loghain sees the king whenever he can and argues with him over coming battles, but the king just waves him off. The king wants to end the Blight with a single huge battle the bards will sing of for centuries. Do you think that's possible?
I have my doubts.
That's how the Teyrn feels. He'll do what the king wants in the end, though. The king thought it was funny that Teyrn called him reckless.
Whoops, game minimized for no reason. There we go. The Queen?
She's the Teyrn's daughter. He wasn't happy about something she did or the king did, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't discuss it.
Probably not.
As you wish.
So yeah, the king is married to Teyrn Loghain's daughter. Anora, I think is her name. So basically her father and the king's father, who was the previous king, were good friends. I actually read a novel about the two of them, I remember. Let's talk to Loghain's guard next.
You approach the tent of Teyrn Loghain. State your business.
Teyrn is a title, by the way. It's pretty much the highest title in the land, except for the king, I think. Tell me about the Teyrn.
How can you not know of Loghain? He helped free Ferelden. He was the brains behind King Maric's armies and drove out those damned Orlesians. King Maric rewarded him by making him a Teyrn. Can you imagine? A commoner became a high nobleman just like that. Without Loghain, you can bet the king wouldn't be winning against these Darkspawn.
Only in Ferelden. So yeah, the Teyrn is older and more experienced with war. And I think the history is that the neighboring Orlais, which is like France, occupied this country a couple decades ago. And for a while before that. But they rebelled and yeah. That's why it is now a free country. Is the Teyrn inside? What is he doing?
He's inside, but I don't think it's my place to discuss his activities.
Surely you can tell me a little about him.
I suppose, as long as we talk quietly. He and the king have been arguing for days. The Teyrn's known the king since he was swaddled, so they don't stand on ceremony. The Teyrn speaks his mind, and the king yells right back. Personally, I think the king should do what Teyrn Loghain tells him. Without the Teyrn, we wouldn't be doing as well here as we are.
I would like an audience with the Teyrn, please.
I suppose you have a message for him. Hold on, then.
I think you have to have a very high persuade skill to do that, but luckily we have 2 points already.
Yes, what is it?
There he is.
You're Duncan's new Grey Warden, I assume.
I'm not a Grey Warden yet.
You impressed His Majesty nonetheless. He could not contain his excitement over your meeting. Kalen's fascination with the Wardens goes beyond the ordinary. Are you aware his father brought your order back to Ferelden?
I did not know that.
Maric respected the Grey Wardens. They have an honored place in the hearts of our people. But Maric would have understood that it takes more than legends to win a battle. That's not an argument I'll repeat here. I hear you're from the Circle of Magi. First Enchanter spoke highly of you. A great achievement, for one so young. I don't suppose you'll be riding into the thick of battle with the rest of your fellows, will you?
His teeth are a little yellow, random observation, but then again, in this kind of setting, that's probably accurate. I certainly hope so.
Here for the glory, huh? Fair enough.
Here to fight.
Now I must return to my task. Pray that our king proves amenable to wisdom, if you're the praying sort.
You don't seem very fond of him.
He is Maric's son, and the leader of my beloved Ferelden, and a very young man. I try to keep that in mind, as should you.
Sounds like his patience is wearing a little thin. Interesting dichotomy between the two of them, though. You have the idealistic young king out to get glory, and kind of the seasoned, wizened general.
This wretched thing is a darkspawn. They're strong and cunning and smart.
Here
But
they
don't
are.
listen to those old wives' tales. They can be killed. Stick them with your sword enough, and they go down. Their blood is black as sin and poisonous. Don't even touch it. You get tainted with that blood, and you may as well slit your throat. We've lost many dogs already. Had to muzzle them to keep them from biting. It's a long and painful way to die.
So, note to self, do not drink darkspawn.
There are
Darkspawn
lots of
blood.
darkspawn, different kinds.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
getting reports of things we've never even heard of. Our short friend here, for instance, is something called a genlock. They're pretty common in the Horde,
That's
but we've
right.
seen others much larger.
There's
We
different
don't know where
types.
these new darkspawn are coming from or what they can do. All I can say is to use caution. They're on any we've seen that won't die once they bleed enough.
So Genlock are the most common. We'll be fighting quite a few of
The
them.
battle that sends these darkspawn back underground. You believe that?
I don't know what to believe. We've won every battle, but there's more of them each time.
Makes you wonder if them Grey Wardens are right.
I don't want to think about that.
Sounds like the perfect time to get drunk, if you ask me.
Alright, wonder if there's anything useful over here. Probably more locked chests that I can't open. But we'll make our way to the other camp soon. Ah, a priest.
So all before me is darkness, yet shall the Maker's light be my guide. I shall not be left to wander the drifting roads of the Fade, for there is no darkness, nor death in the Maker's light.
Oh, here's some sacks. There's some armor. But obviously wearing that armor will decrease. Can I even wear it? I guess I can. Okay, so you need a certain amount of strength to wear the heavy armor. That's how they determine what you can and can't wear. So for example, I can wear this. See, there we go. Looking pretty good. But now I have 7.6% fatigue. Whereas putting on a mage's robe is only 5.5%. What's, is the Fate Striders? What's making it so heavy? Maybe it's a 5% default? That's probably what it is. So there's got to be some way to lower fatigue then. What is a Chantry robe? Huh. That's cool. Wonder where I got that. Doesn't give you any stats though. So we'll stick with this. I don't have a weapon equipped. I guess I did give up my new staff. That's probably why. That's okay. I like the look of this one better anyway. Alright. I wonder if there's a speed up spell. I think there's one called Haste. I don't know if it makes you run faster or not.
I want this nonsense
Hope
talk
so.
stopped immediately. What are you, a bunch of natural fish ones?
Oh, I read a bunch of key bindings. Do they not? They do save. Good.
We stand here in this hour, good folk of Ferelden, and we contemplate. Death is no failure, my friends. Should it find you, you will not have failed your king. You will have served your maker. Die in this battle, and when you stand before the Maker in the land beyond the Fade, he shall not find you wanting. Go not into death gladly, but with the knowledge that evil has been held at bay by your spilled blood. And if you go to stand beside the Maker, go with our blessing, for you shall not be forgotten. My friends, let us bow our heads and remember those who have fallen and those who have yet to fall.
So that's really cool. They have a, what do they call those? Chaplains? The priests that serve with the army. Give them hope and to encourage them before the upcoming battles. Wynne, we heard about her before when she was one of the senior enchanters mentioned coming to fight the war.
What do we have here? I heard the new Grey Warden recruit was from the Circle. I don't believe we've met, but I've certainly heard a lot about your talent. My name is Wynne, and I congratulate you on your harrowing, marvelous work. The Fade is a dangerous place.
Yes, I know all about that.
Oh ho, you know all there is to know already, do you? Irving said as much about you. Remarkable self-confidence. So, a Grey Warden, fighting alongside the King. Not too shabby for someone just out of apprenticeship.
King Cailan thinks the battle will go well.
The King must always seem confident. His behavior affects the troops' morale. He does seem to find his enthusiasm easily, though. Reminds me of a puppy. And I say that with both respect and affection. He is a fine man. To defeat the Darkspawn, we have to work together. It's not an idea everyone seems able to grasp.
You faced Darkspawn before?
Stragglers, yes. Not the vast horde the scouts speak of. I wonder, How much do you know of the connection between Darkspawn and the Fade?
I didn't know there really was a connection. Yeah, what does the Fade have to do with anything?
Anytime your spirit leaves your earthly body, whether it's to dream or to die, it passes into the realm we call the Fade. It's home to many spirits, some benevolent, others far less so. At the heart of the Fade lies the Black City.
I've heard that. Didn't something bad happen there?
Some say the Black City was once the seat of the Maker. But when the mages from the Tevinter Imperium found a way into the city, it was tainted with their sin. That taint transformed those men, turning them into twisted reflections of their own hearts. And the Maker cast them back to the Earth, where they became the first Darkspawn. At least that's what the Chant of Light says.
The Chant of Light is like their Bible, or their version of the Bible. And it can only be sung, I think, not spoken. Well, no, I guess it can be spoken. But it's normally sung. And is that true?
It may be allegory, meant to teach us that our own evil causes human suffering. Or it may be true. It is as good an explanation as any for now.
At least it's something to ponder.
Yes, occasionally it's wise to contemplate one's actions. But I'm certain Duncan has more for you to do than talk to me.
Alright, so that was a cool conversation. And what is over here? Oh, the
Sorry,
mages.
But the mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
What are they doing in the Fade?
Perhaps they're scouting for Darkspawn. I don't know, and don't ask. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed. Not even by Grey Wardens.
As you wish.
The mages must not be interrupted. Their spirits are in the Fade.
Isn't that dangerous?
Is it? As a mage, you would know more of such matters than I do. Regardless, they are not to be disturbed. Not even by Grey Wardens.
Alright. Not sure what they're doing there. You can't scout for Darkspawn in the Fade, because the Darkspawn aren't really related to the Fade, besides the story Wynn just told us. Spirits, like the Darkspawn, are not demons, and even the Archdemon is not a demon. Despite the name, it's, well, nobody knows what it is, but
I can help fulfill before you head into
it's in this world, not in the Fade.
Life is fleeting, you know. That pretty face could be decorating some Darkspawn spear this time tomorrow.
What a way to
Shall
get
I
a
take
girl.
that quiet glare as a no? Oh, well, too bad. Well, you're not what I thought you'd be.
Who are you?
The name's Davith. It's about bloody time you came along. I was beginning to think they'd cook this ritual up just for our benefit.
What do you know about this ritual? This is one of the other Grey Wardens to be.
I happened to be sneaking around camp last night, see, and I heard a couple of Grey Wardens talking. So, I listened in for a bit. I'm thinking they plan to send us into the wilds.
The Wilds.
We're right on the northern edge of the Kakari Wilds here, miles and miles of savage country. My home village isn't far, and I grew up on tales about the wilds. Even been in there a few times. Scary place.
Why are the Wilds so frightening?
Cannibals, beasts, witches, and now Darkspawn. What isn't to be scared of? It's all too secretive for me. Makes my nose twitch. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Like we have a choice.
They're forcing you to be here?
I've got nowhere else to go after what Duncan saved me from. Anyway, I expect it's time to get back to Duncan. That's where I'll be if you need me for anything.
Alright. Who's this guy? Oh, the quartermaster.
Have you seen an elf running about? Young woman, red hair, carrying a suit of chain.
Can't say I have.
Blast it. Where did she go? That suit better be patched up when she gets back, or by the maker up. No, pardon my manners. My troubles are no concern of yours, I'm sure. I'm the quartermaster. Did you come for supplies?
Do you need help tracking this girl down?
Oh, I'm sure you have better things to do than run errands for me. I can find her myself.
What kind of supplies do you have?
Arms and armor, for the most part. It's for the King's men, but you Grey Wardens can buy what you need for a modest price. I also have some, goods on the side I can provide. Strictly off the record, of course. To keep morale up, you understand.
Let me see your other goods.
So long as you keep it quiet.
So, alright, so he has like bombs you can throw at people, which are like grenades, essentially. Health poultices, injury kit. Injuries, I forgot about injuries. They're like, that's what happens when you go down, I think you get an injury or something like that. I'm not sure. Bombs and salves, which increase your resistance to certain things. Some recipes. Very expensive stuff. And I don't have a lot of gold. Yeah, I have 71 copper, and most of this stuff is like 20 to 70 gold. Enchanter staff, there's a nice staff, but quite pricey. 5 gold, which is a lot for this point in the game. Where's your default stuff?
Hello again. Is there something you need? Some supplies, perhaps? Let me know.
Pretty much the same thing. He does have some ingredients you can buy. Just basic armor and equipment. A backpack slot, which would be nice. But for right now, it's all too expensive, so we're not going to bother with that. Alright, here's the War Council. No, maybe not.
In the name of Andraste, I bless you today.
Another
May
priest.
you find favor in the Maker's eyes. So let it be.
These guys look a little better equipped than the other soldiers. I guess that's why they're knights.
I look forward to the morning's glorious battle. The Maker will smile on us. I'm sure of it.
Welcome to the King's camp, my lord.
There's a scroll. What's this? Codex, yay.
Ah, I suspect you are one of the new Grey Wardens. Will you accept the Maker's blessing?
Yeah, can't hurt, sure.
Then I bless you, Grey Warden, in the name of Andraste and the Maker above. May the chant of light carry your name to the ears of our Lord.
Thank you.
Sorry, the main army camp is off limits for you right now.
I think it's always off limits because it's just a backdrop. Reminds me of, what was it, Chronicles of Narnia, or the tents. But it's good to know there's a main army camp outside the ruins, because there aren't many soldiers in here. There are some sick ones, though.
You may not want to remain here long, Warden. Most of these men have been tainted by the Darkspawn blood.
You need to convince them. We've got to run. The Darkspawn are coming.
Why do you say that?
I saw them. We're gonna die.
I apologize, Warden. He's been like this ever since they found him in the wilds.
What's wrong with him?
Aside from his wounds, we're not sure. His blood is untainted. He's just terrified.
You can feel it, can't you? They taint the land, turn it black and sick. Oh, you can feel it inside. They'll come out of that forest and spread. Like caterpillars covering a tree. They'll swallow us whole.
That's quite enough out of you. You need to calm yourself, my good man.
They were everywhere. I saw them.
Well, that's ominous.
He calls.
Alright, so... Doesn't sound too good. Isn't there... Here's the quartermaster. Where are we? We're right here. So we still have a little more over here we can explore. The kennels, and I think there's a prison too.
This isn't good. I'd hate to waste such a promising member of the breed. Are you the new warden? I could use some help.
What's the problem?
This is a Mabari. Smart breed and strong. His owner died in the last battle, and the poor hound swallowed Darkspawn blood. I have medicine that might help, but I need him muzzled first.
Just how smart is this dog?
Centuries ago, a mage bred them to be smart and understand what they're told. They can remember and carry out complex orders. Most valuable dogs in the world. Trouble is, they generally imprint to one master. Re-imprinting them is very difficult. But without the medicine, re-imprinting won't be an issue. Will you help?
I'll give it a shot.
Go in the pen and let him smell you. We'll know right away if he'll respond. Let's hope this works. I'd really hate to have to put him down.
The dog looks up at you respectfully, backing down from his aggressive stance. You can see intelligence in his eyes, as well as a great deal of pain. The animal is very ill. If you want to be a total asshole, you could just kill the dog right here and there. That would not make that guy happy. I put the muzzle on the dog. Oh, who's a good puppy?
Well done. Now I can treat the dog properly, poor fella. Come to think of it, are you heading into the wilds anytime soon?
I might be, why?
There's a particular herb I could use to improve the dog's chances. It's a flower that grows in the swamps here, if I remember. If you happen across it, I could use it. It's very distinctive, all white, with a blood-red centre.
I'll see if I can find one.
Good. In the meantime, I'll begin treating our poor friend.
Alright, so we have a little side quest there. You actually get a Mabari if you start as a human noble as your origin story.
Elf, what's your name?
It's Pick, sir.
Go tell Tern Logain that the war party's ready to begin scouting. We'll send word if we find anything amiss.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Hash warriors. I don't really remember these guys.
What do you need? You haven't brought more instructions from the Tern, I hope.
These mercs, I guess. More instructions?
Tern Logain has changed our scouting route 12 times. If you're not from the Tern, what do you want? We're busy.
You don't look like other soldiers in the army.
We aren't. We're Ash Warriors.
What's an Ash warrior?
Our training has been passed down since Matthias the Dwarf Son first harnessed the battle rage of the dwarves. It is an old tale.
His voice sounds familiar too, but I suppose Bioware uses a lot of the same actors throughout their games. Can I hear this old tale?
I am no bard, but I will do my best. Matthias was a Clane tribesman. Some said he was too short to be a warrior, but he was strong and fierce. His chieftain sent him to the dwarves of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance, where he fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya, and brought her back to his tribe. She taught Matthias to use the dwarven battle wrath to summon his strength and ignore all pain. Matthias then taught this to the Clane, who made him their chieftain.
What happened to him?
Matthias's prowess earned him the love of Morrigannon, a beautiful chieftain of another tribe. When Skya learned of his seduction, she returned to her people. Matthias was grieved. He sent Morrigannon away, but this only vexed her, and began a long war between their tribes. In the end, Matthias slew Morrigannon in single combat.
Ouch.
However, his wounds were great, and he perished when the rage ended. The dwarves came from Orzammar that day, and gave Matthias an honored burial in the mountains. And we live by his teachings even today.
What happened to his wife, Saya?
It is said that before the final battle, she returned to Matthias and gave him a shirt of dwarven chain, along with a final night of passion. Then she was gone forever. If she lived on in Orzammar, only the dwarven folk could say for certain.
So he betrayed his wife and killed his lover.
He was a great man with great passions. Perhaps you'll hear a more inspiring version in a tavern someday.
So what does an Ash warrior do exactly?
We harness the rage inside us, nurture it, and draw it out so we cannot fall in battle until our last foe is slain. It is a dwarven discipline, but we've adapted it to let us fight alongside our hounds. That is our way. I trust my hound with my life, as he trusts me with his.
That's actually a technique. That's one of the advanced training paths you can take as a warrior. I think it's called Berserk or Berserker, but it's basically what he's describing. Alright, I should be going.
My thanks. There is hunting to be done, and I'll not be kept from it.
So I don't remember if these guys play any larger role later on, or if they're just here to, add some lore to things. Who's this guy?
Welcome to the King's camp, my lord.
Just a knight. Where is the prison? Infirmary. Duncan's fire, Logain's tent. Wasn't there a prison somewhere? I'm pretty sure there was. Thought it was around here. Let's check up on this hill. Are we talking to Duncan by his fire? Or are we supposed to be talking to There's the prison.
Huh. Someone finally comes and talks to the lone prisoner. I don't suppose you've come to sentence me.
He looks like he needs a shower. You haven't been sentenced?
No. They put someone like me in a cage until someone important has time to decide what to do with me. I don't suppose you have a bit of kindness in you. All I want is food and water. They haven't fed me since I was locked up and I'm starving.
That's horrible. Why haven't they fed you?
I expect nobody thought of it with all the battles and such.
I'll see what I can do.
Just ask my guard for his. He's still got some dinner. I saw him put it in his coat.
He's a prisoner, but even prisoners deserve to not starve to death.
Lucky dog.
Horrible way to go.
The Grey Wardens get to ride with the king while I'm left with the drudgery of guarding this deserter. They should have just hanged him. Put his head on a pike as an example.
Who is this prisoner exactly?
They say he was recruited before the war up in Dinnerham. Probably figured he'd never have to fight if he served the king, right?
Why did he desert?
Why does anyone want to desert? Because he thinks he's going to die and he's a bloody coward, that's why. Either that or he's been listening to a bunch of hogwash about how the Darkspawn will drag you off and eat you.
Yes, that's a hard dilemma too, because I can understand him being afraid. This is a frightening battle we're going into. But at the same time, that's what you signed up for, and you know, if you're not harsh to deserters, then that could jeopardize the entire army. Everyone would just run away. I had a chat with him actually.
Don't expect it was an enlightening conversation.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna. I think there's a way to help him escape, but I'm not gonna do that. But I will get him some food and water. He deserves that much.
Since nobody sends me nothing to feed him with, the only way we'll get that is if I give him mine.
So you miss one meal. This man could be hanged soon.
All right, all right. I guess the poor fella could stand to have one meal in his belly before he hangs. Don't know why you care. I had nothing to do with it, though. If anyone asks why he's burping, I'm gonna say it was you. Just so you know.
That works.
So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Tell me why you're in there first.
I'm a deserter. Or so they think. I bet there's no arguing them out of it, though. Armies are funny that way.
So he says he's innocent. Let's see. Did you desert?
I wasn't deserting. But when you catch someone sneaking around camp in the middle of the night, what else are you gonna think? Does it matter? All I want is a bit of food and water.
It matters to me if your cause is just.
You're a funny one. They won't listen to you no matter what you think. Not that I wouldn't mind you trying. You're a good sort. And it's not as if they're wrong. I probably would have deserted later. Just not when they caught me is all. Hope that doesn't spoil your opinion of me. I'm still hungry enough to eat my shoe.
Alright.
Just ask my guard for his.
I already have
He's
it.
still got some dinner. I saw. So? Brought me some food, have you? I'm so hungry I could faint dead away.
Yeah. I wondered why he was roaming around the camp, but I guess I'll give him the food.
Much obliged. You're a kind soul, you are. May Andraste herself rain blessings upon you. My belly thanks you. At least if I'm hanged, I'll have a little weight on me.
Happy to help. Alright, let's look at our quest log. Joining the Grey Wardens. Alright, so we have to look for Alistair. Not sure if he's over by Duncan or what. That's cool. There's a key you can hit to get all the clickable things to light up.
You found our tent, I see. Is there something you need?
Questions.
Alistair can help you with those. I had hoped he would be back by now.
Okay, I'm not really sure where he is, but there's Davith again. Alright. I think Alistair is up here by the war table. We shall see. Seems it's not in use at the moment, though. They're just, nope, locked. Just cleaning up, it looks like.
May I fetch something for you?
See, elves are typically servants and the like.
I've a great many tasks to attend to.
So it's weird, you really can't turn your character with left click, that just selects and drags. But you can turn the camera with right click, and if you're moving and turn, then it turns. But if you want to actually turn your character, you have to use WASD. There's Alistair.
What is it now?
Who's this guy?
Haven't Grey Wardens asked more than enough of the Circle?
I simply came to deliver a message from the revered mother, Sir Mage. She desires your presence.
What her reverence desires is of no concern to me. I am busy helping the Grey Wardens, by the King's orders, I might add.
Should I have asked her to write a note?
Tell her I will not be harassed in this manner.
Yes, I was harassing you by delivering a message.
Your glibness does you no credit.
Here I thought we were getting along so well. I was even going to name one of my children after you. The Grumpy One.
Enough. I will speak to the woman if I must. Get out of my way, fool.
You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together.
Sorry, what?
Oh, nothing. Just trying to find a bright side to all this. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage?
I am indeed a mage.
And here I thought I'd been yelled at by every mage in camp. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit from the Circle of Magi.
You got
I
it.
should have recognized you right away. I apologize.
You must be Alistair.
Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining.
What can you tell me about the joining?
Honestly, nothing. Try not to worry about it. It will just distract you. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before?
Have you?
When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started.
The argument I saw, what was it about?
With the mage. The Circle is here at the King's request, and the Chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar.
Aha. That would be awkward.
I'm sure the revered mother meant it as an insult, sending me as her messenger, and the mage picked right up on that. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech.
The revered mother is, I think, the head of the church in Ferelden, so kind of like a, not really a pope. There's a pope equivalent, I think, in Orlais, but the revered mother would be more like the bishop, I think. And I'm guessing there's only one in Ferelden, one per country, but I'm not sure on that either. Alright, let's go.
If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, lead on.
And here's a chest, also locked. But we have a new party member, Alistair. And he will be our first actual party member. Nope, we can't go over here, can we? Nope. At least not yet. But before we actually do the joining ritual, I'm going to end the game here. Sorry, end the episode here. And when we come back, we'll begin episode 6, and we'll actually become a Grey Warden. Or at least move one step closer. So, no promises, but yep, see you in a bit.